Hey guys, it's me David and welcome back to a very special review. Guys, I have the NASA Apollo 11 Lunar Lander module right here. It's number 10266, ages 16 plus, and has 1,087 pieces with a retail price of 99 US dollars, basically $100, and boy is this set awesome looking. This is the Lunar Lander module, guys. This is what we landed on the moon with. This is a very, very iconic set. Anyone in the world pretty much knows what this is. It's not just an American thing. The whole world knows that this was kind of like the device that basically let us touch the moon for the first time, which is really cool. If you can't tell, I'm a huge space fan, huge NASA fan. I have my Saturn V. You can kind of see on the off to the corner. I also have my space shuttle. This is the second official NASA Lego set that we've gotten in the last couple of years. The space shuttle set that we got, I think it was back in 2010. That was not a NASA set, even though it's totally based off the space shuttle. So we used to actually get these NASA sets. I believe there's a Lego Discovery theme back in the 90s. But it's kind of the NASA thing has kind of come back since the Lego Idea Saturn V has come back. So I hope in the future we get more of these. So yeah, this is a super exciting set, not just because it's a very iconic vehicle, but because I'm uploading this review on the day of the 50th anniversary since Apollo 11's lunar lander module touching the moon. You can actually see it on the back here. It says Apollo 11 50th anniversary. So that's really cool, guys. I can't believe it's been 50 years. I haven't been alive long enough to say that, but it's been 50 years. It's crazy we haven't gone back to the moon though, since I've been alive. That we went to the moon in 1969. Here it is 2019, 50 years later. Still haven't gone back. Hopefully, supposedly they're saying 2024 is when we're going back to the moon, but I've heard that for years now that we're going back to the moon. I hope one day that us millennials and newer people who weren't alive to see Apollo 11 will see the actual going back to the moon. So I really hope that happens one day, that I'm alive for. I think it will, but I don't know. So yeah, this is a really exciting set. Again, I'm a huge NASA fan, huge space fan, so this is very exciting. I got my scissors right here. We're gonna go ahead and open this set up. Actually, I also just want to show the back of the box, in case you're wondering. It's a pretty good sized box. I also want to point out that when I bought this, I actually bought this at the Lego store. They gave me this really cool Apollo Lunar Lander. It's like it's a patch. It's like a Boy Scout patch or a Girl Scout patch. You don't have to be a boy to like space sets. Come on, you've seen Stranger Things. Nerdy girls are cool too. Anyhow, let's open this baby up. So it's 1,000 pieces. Doesn't look okay. It does look a little big. This is pretty cool. They give you these golden and chrome stickers. I'm sure a lot of people will be like, why is there no chrome Lego in this set? I've actually talked to Lego about this, why there isn't chrome pieces anymore. Lego used to make shiny chrome Lego pieces, but they don't anymore. It's all a flat silver. Just quickly, the reason why basically is they aren't, when they were producing it, they had so many defective Lego bricks that were just scratched up and weren't pure chrome. This chrome they would basically paint the Lego bricks chrome and it would just constantly scratch off. So they had so many quality issues when they were doing it back in the early 2000s that they ultimately just stopped doing it. And they still to this day in 2019 haven't figured out a great way to quality wise do chrome Lego bricks or gold Lego bricks, etc., etc. So if you're wondering why this set doesn't have chrome pieces but instead chrome stickers, that's why. Alright, well this is going to be an exciting build. Again, this is the 50th anniversary on this day. 50 years ago, Neil Armstrong landed on that moon, went out on that moon, put the flag down. That's so crazy. 50 years. Wow. Alright, let's go ahead into the time lapse. We'll go into in-depth and then my final thoughts on this set, which I think you can already tell I really like this set. I haven't even built it. Let's go, guys. Alright guys, jumping into the in-depth with the Lunar Lander. As you can see, it's actually a pretty big set. It's bigger than I think most of you would expect. Of course, it comes with two minifigures, two astronauts. We have Buzz and, of course, Neil Armstrong himself. Both have the NASA symbol actually on their suits, and you can also see they have different faces. Same helmets. Now onto the actual moon / rock face. As you can see, there's different little footprints and little details to really make the surface of the moon really kind of shine. It's interesting that they chose dark gray rather than light gray as the surface. You can kind of see they still have light gray in there, but it's kind of contrasting with it. You also see, again, those footprints kind of where you can put like Neil Armstrong, and you can kind of put him like he's, putting the flag up, which I think is pretty cool. The flag is removable, by the way. You can just take it out of there. As you can see, the lunar lander kind of fits in these little, they're not like connectors. They kind of just sit there. You can see the dishes just kind of sit on these circular plates and tiles. And it kind of works. I mean, you can't flip it over, and it's not going to stay like the Stranger Things set, but it works for the most part. It's not going to get bumped around. As you can see, the command module just kind of takes off like that. It's pretty easy to take it apart, and there's an engine underneath. And then the bottom part you'll see is actually extremely crazy how it's put together. It was really interesting on the build, which by the way was about an hour and a half. You also see little details in there like red and white like tubes / containers. Those are for oxygen, or actually they're for fuel and I believe an oxidizer. Onto the command module, on the top part, you can see there's a bunch of different little dishes and satellites and thrusters. And you can also see how this thing kind of comes apart. It comes apart in 3 different pieces. It's really interesting how they built this set. It's techniques I've never seen before. On the inside of the command module, you'll see there's sticker control panels on both sides. Looks pretty accurate to the actual Apollo 11 lunar landers, so can't complain there. But onto the front part of the command module, you'll see that there is some doors that will allow you to go out of the hatch and onto the moon. And then you also see another control panel and some windows, as well as some little control sticks right there to guide the lander basically and land it on the moon, which is pretty cool. On the other part, there's just some stickers and it's kind of blank looking, so nothing crazy. What's really cool is you can actually fit both astronauts in the lunar lander, which that's pretty cool to me. Didn't expect that. I really like that. So it's almost minifigure scale. It's not that big, but I still think it's really cool that you can put both astronauts, and technically you can fit them through that little window. Connects pretty easily to the actual lander, which looks beautiful. I love that gold, gray, black. Just the whole look of it is just so unique and very contrasty. Definitely something that's a visual eyepiece in your living room for sure. It's actually really strong and well built. It's interesting they use like little Technic ball head pins and stuff like that to make this thing work, and it looks extremely accurate. I've seen it at the Aerospace Museum. It looks just like it. Alright guys, so we took the in-depth on the lunar lander. I love this set, guys. Plain and simple, this is a very, very cool looking set. I mean, just look at it. It's just so unique looking. There's not a single Lego set that looks like this, nor has this kind of gold, black, and gray color scheme. It's a very special, unique looking vehicle. Obviously it's super iconic to the world, being that this is the vehicle that brought man to the moon, so I mean that's pretty cool in itself. But it's actually really cool how well Lego is able to represent the lunar lander with how these modules here come off like that, and then of course the top part comes off. So you have like basically you have the base section, you have the mid section, you have the 2 sides, and then you have the bottom. So you have 5 different sections, which is pretty impressive considering the scale of this set and how much detail they were able to actually put into this. Being it's not quite minifigure scale, but it's like kind of close. I mean it's just honestly impressive. I also really like that just the little details with the stickers, and I love the fact that we did get a printed Apollo 11 lunar lander tile right here. Just little things that make this a really great display piece. Now, obviously, you're not going to be playing. Well, you can play with this. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't, but this is definitely something I feel like you would put on your desk, or this is something you would have in your room next to your bedside table, or just somewhere where you would see it a lot because it's just so cool looking. Obviously, anyone outside of being a Lego fan would know what this is, and it's just very awesome. Plus, it goes well. If I bring it over here, it goes well with the Saturn V right next to it, and then of course, like I was talking about earlier, here's the space shuttle as well. They all kind of really look good together. I don't know if that was Lego's intention or not, but they certainly look pretty great together. And I also really like that the ease of putting this together is pretty simple. The rocket here, the Saturn V, was actually, I don't want to say it was hard to put together, but some of these sections are a little bit difficult to kind of take apart. But it's pretty cool because the Saturn V had a mini version of this, like a little tiny micro version actually, of the lunar lander. And so the fact that we actually have the full size set, I feel like you really have to have both of these. And to my knowledge, I believe they're still selling the Saturn V. They probably won't be selling it that much longer. But you see what I mean? It can be a little task heavy because you got to know which way it goes in. So yeah, this is definitely a little easier to put together than the Saturn V. And I think all of this goes really well together. I love the fact that I have like the full space collection, at least the newer models. Like I said earlier in the video, there were some earlier NASA models that were out in the 90s. I believe they're also going to be making an International Space Station. That's supposed to be coming, I think, later this year or next year. It's another ideas project, so that's going to be exciting. Another couple little details that makes this a really nice set is the fact that at the beginning of the instruction manual, you get a little detailed, history brief about why this vehicle is special, what it took for NASA to make this, all the years of preparation, where it started off, where John F. Kennedy, President of the United States in the 60s, was like, we're going to go to the moon, and he kind of pushed the whole NASA thing forward, of course, during the Cold War, blah, 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 a lot of history there, great history, too. A lot of details like that, but there's also, I don't know where they are in the instruction manual, but as you're building the set, you're also going to see little tidbits about what you're building. Like I think there's like little fuel cell engines, and it was talking about how you need an oxidizer to, make that fuel ignite and stuff like that. Like cool little details. Obviously, they're little science facts, and some people won't care, but I personally love that. I'm like, okay, so that's what I'm building right now. I think that's really, really cool. Overall, I give this set like a 10 out of 10. It's like fantastic. It's definitely worth $100. I think that's a no-brainer. Just like the Saturn V when it came out, like look how tall this thing is. I think that's a $120 set. I think this rocket wasn't too crazy expensive. I think that's a $200 set. So all of these have been reasonably priced, and the same goes for the Apollo 11 lunar lander. So definitely recommend it. If you have the Saturn V, you definitely should get this. But even if you don't have either one of these sets, this is still an awesome piece to put in your room, put in your living room, wherever, but it's an awesome centerpiece to admire because it is beautiful. All right, guys, that's it. Hope you guys have a great, wonderful day. Happy 50th anniversary of Apollo 11. Let me know down in the comments, when do you think, what year do you think we'll go back to the moon? NASA's saying 2024 is when we'll go back to the moon, but I don't know. What do you guys think? What year? All right, hope you guys have a great, wonderful day. Bye-bye.